Counts up already, 100%. Itching to play really. We had a week off, as you say, and then we had a training week last week. So yeah, it feels a long time since we last played, and there's a lot of boys who are desperate to play and want to prove a point. You've got guys who didn't play in our last game against Treviso, guys who may be returning from the Ireland squad, guys who want to prove a point. So yeah, it's all set up for this weekend. And Cheetahs, as you've seen, they've had 2 games in the interim period against Kings, which have won both with the bonus points. They're now 3rd in the conference, and closing. They'll try to close the gap on Ulster. So it's a big game for them. They're coming on a 3-week tour, and it's the first game of the 3-week tour, so they'll be motivated. 2 things kill complacency. 1 is coaching, and 2 is competition. So if we keep the coaching levels high, the challenge high, the level of intensity in training, then people can't slack off. If we subconsciously relax as coaches, I think the players will do that, and there's no chance of that happening. There's an incentive every time you play for Leinster, because if you don't play well, then you might not play for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So you have to play well. They recognise the importance of pulling the shirt on and what it means. They recognise the importance of playing at the RDS, and we've won 16 from 16. We want to make it 17 from 17. So there's a lot on each and every player. Clearly, the goal for Leinster is the Pro 14 and Europe, and Saracens is the next point. Leo's very good at that, to be fair. You're right. The challenge for places and the lack of opportunity sometimes, because you've only got a certain number of games in the season, can deliver that. But we do rotate the team a lot. We do rotate to give people chances, not necessarily just on form. So sometimes, the argument could be, well, he played brilliantly this week, therefore he plays again next week. But actually, there's another good player who needs an opportunity. So I can't think of many times in the season where we pick the same 15 on a weekly basis. And part of the reason for that is to create opportunity, to give people chances to play. If they don't play for us, then obviously what we try and do is filter them back to the clubs. Ireland 20s are obviously on at the moment as well. So there's a lot of Leinster players who aren't playing for Leinster, who'd been in and around, either international age grade rugby or clubs. Yeah, it's just talking things through, really. But I wouldn't do anything different if they were successful, if they won or lost a game. I'd always sit down with them and review what they've learned. I'd talk about attack or defence, and what they thought about the game and what they've learned as players and how they've grown, what they could have done differently, why did they do certain things. So once we've gone through that process, then we'd talk about, and this is while you've been away, this is what we've been doing at Leinster, and here's some of the progression we've made, so just get you back up to speed. So that process is a really important one in the reintegration of players back in from Ireland. So whether they win or whether they lose, it still takes place, and it doesn't take long, and initially it's a group, but also I pick up players individually. But it's essential because we've got so many players who play for Ireland and who are Leinster players as well.